In some ways, this is the best Superman movie we've reviewed. In others, it's really not. We're on to Superman 3.
One of the two good things in this movie, Superman again. Christopher Reeve is flawless.
I think after watching these movies, when I think of Man of Steel now, it just doesn't fit right.
It's just not him.
It's like trying to force together something that isn't meant to be put together.
I agree.
And Christopher Reeves just makes it feel just amazing. A large plot line that is carried throughout the movie is Clark going back to Smallville, which was some of our favorite parts of the first movie too. So it just felt really good to get back there.
Yeah, it did.
He doesn't visit Mama Kent though.
Where's his mom?
I just realized he doesn't visit her.
Let's move on.
Anyway, and he goes back for this Smallville high school reunion.
So there he would meet Lana Lang, his high school girlfriend. Oh, I
Yeah.
love them.
If you guys watch the first couple episodes, I wasn't entirely convinced by his love with Lois Lane. In Superman 1 and Superman 2, Lois is in love with Superman.
Yeah.
But in Superman 3, Lana Lang is in love with Clark. And it just feels good to see someone who, aside from all this, like, the awkward stumbling around Clark energy that he gives,
Yeah.
like, she's genuinely into him.
To the point where you're like, can you guys just like end up together? Like, come on.
We find out that she actually has a kid, and there's this one really touching sequence where they're both bowling with her kid.
Yeah.
And he can't really throw the bowling ball correctly.
He doesn't have like the form.
He doesn't have the form or the strength. The other kids are snickering. And the high school bully, way back from the Smallville days with Clark and Lana, he comes up to the kid and he's like, oh, you gotta throw like a man, let me show you how to do it.
You're like,
and,
fuck off, dude.
And Clark just steps in and he comes in, he's like, hey, like, I think he would just do better, like, if you don't humiliate him in front of these kids. Like,
Really?
just let him do his thing. They're just kids. And he's like, okay, tough guy. And as the kid throws the bowling ball, Clark just uses a super breath and just sends it flying into the pins. And it's just like,
It's awesome, dude. I don't know what they were cooking, dude. They were like, who's the villain gonna be for our third Superman movie? We already did two of the biggest. We got Lex in the first one, kinda.
yeah,
We got Zod in the second one, kinda.
yeah.
And in the third one, they were like, oh, it's the 80s? How about computers?
It was so bad, the whole villain's plot, that actually at a lot of points, I was thinking to myself, why can't they just bring Lex back?
I know. They got Richard Pryor to play Gus Gorman. He has like computer hacking prowess. He gets a job at this computer place. He gets his check back, his first paycheck, and realizes that like, oh, the government's taking some money like for taxes. And he's like, no, but I want my money. And then what he does is he goes into the computer, he types override security, and then he can just embezzle money freely.
And when this does happen, the head of the company he's working for is like, oh, someone's stealing my money. I should recruit him to steal other people's money.
Yeah, this Gus guy gets asked to like use his computer powers, which is just all I'm gonna say from now on in the video, to like hack into satellites and scan a distant galaxy to learn like what elements are used to make kryptonite, which is like, you're like, what? But he can't find out what the last component is, like what the last element is. It says unknown. So he's like, what do I write? And he looks at his like cigarette pack and it says tar on it, and he's like, I'll just write tar. The lab boys come back with this like fake kryptonite, gives it to Superman, doesn't weaken him, but it just makes him an asshole.
Yeah.
And you're like, why would you do this? The one thing I was enjoying for the whole movie was how nice Superman is, and then they're like, oh, evil Superman.
It just butchers everything that you love about the character in the movie.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the point, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a common trope in superhero movies at this point to like take everything that's good about the character and reverse it.
When he's forced to act like just a douche, like you just don't buy it.
Yeah. Okay, so for the next 30 minutes, we're gonna call Superman Jerk Superman.
Yeah.
He ends up having sexual intercourse with the main supervillain's love interest. He ends up getting drunk in a bar, which is like, I kind of was thinking that Superman couldn't get drunk. I don't know why, just in my head canon.
Yeah, like if Captain America can't get drunk, I know Superman can't get drunk.
Yeah.
At least not off like like over the counter like whiskey.
Yeah.
He goes to like the lighting of the Olympic torch that the guy has run with the torch with for like 900 miles, and right as he's like about to light it, Superman goes like, close it out, and he's like,
He walks away with like this. Oh yeah.
I'm the best.
All in a day's work. And it gets to the point where Lana and her kid have visited Metropolis, and the kid is like, Superman, please, like, I know this isn't you. And Superman's flying away from the scene, and his head is like spinning, and he ends up going to this junkyard. Superman splits into two.
I didn't think you were just gonna start with that.
There's jerk Superman, and then there's a wimpy Clark Kent.
Yeah.
There's something that we need to mention. Every scene in this movie just seems to drag. People just don't stop talking. Fight scenes just don't seem to end.
Never.
And they're not engaging fight scenes. It's not like if we're talking about another Superman movie like Man of Steel.
The fight scenes are crazy.
They're
cool.
They're long,
Yeah.
and they're ridiculous, but at least the action is like, okay, this
It looks
keeping
good.
me. It looks good.
Yeah.
But this is like evil Superman, like crushing Clark in like a garbage compactor,
Yeah, and
like
you're like-
really slowly.
Yeah, and like they cut to Clark like multiple times, like.
Like it doesn't feel like it was written by someone who actually like knows comics,
No.
knows action movies, or like the basics of like
Film.
Yeah, film. Actually, like it's not a fight.
No.
We thought the General Zod fight was bad in Superman 2.
It was
This one was
chunks.
chunks.
Chunk. It was chunks.
It was chunks, dude.
Jerk Superman and Clark are exchanging like the most absurd blows ever, like throwing in acid and like getting crushed in a garbage compactor, and then Clark ends the fight by busting out of the garbage compactor and just like choking out Jerk Superman for like 3 seconds, and then like he disappears
Yeah.
into himself, and then he's like, like Superman is back, and you're like, I'm not hyped for this at all.
I know. Yeah, it's just. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
That's how I feel, dude.
I never thought in a movie I'd have to see Clark Kent choking out, and not even like in a cool like arm bar. Or
No,
something
he's
that-
like weirdly like you can tell that like he's not choking him at all. It's just like
He's
Christopher Reeve going like,
he's like me when I'm trying to get like food out of Juniper's mouth that she like picked up off of the street. You know what I mean? I'm just like, get it out, get it out.
sorry, dude.
I love you, Judy. They come back together in one. He flies off. And while Superman has been a jerk-ass Superman for the last like 20, 30 minutes, Gus and Ross have been building a computer that can do anything. Anything you type into it, it can do.
Superman shows up to stop them at this computer. Superman disables it, and you think everything is good because he like destroys the computer or like the power source.
And as they're trying to escape, the computer takes hold of Ross's sister, who's kind of like his right-hand man throughout the movie.
Yeah. The computer starts to like pull her in with this like horrible looking laser, and then like the metal like starts encasing her and like going in her eyes and her mouth and her face and her hands and stuff, and then she becomes like this robot.
Superman destroys her, the whole building comes down, and then he ends up flying away with Gus.
That's pretty much the movie.
That's it. So all in all, guys, this movie was very mixed. Had some great Superman scenes, a lot of scenes that perfectly capture what he's about, and a lot of scenes that butcher him.
Absolutely disrespect him completely.
Yeah. We've done the first three.
Mm-hmm.
Superman 4 is the final Christopher Reeve movie.
Yeah. But we also have Supergirl. That's it for this episode, guys. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, tell us what you thought of this absurd movie in the comments. Stay tuned for our next couple episodes where we'll be wrapping up the Reeves verse of Superman movies, wrapping up this quadrilogy. Until then, watch some better movies. We'll see you guys soon.